Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, hello, and welcome to Way of the Exploding Show with me, Jason Bradbury, your cordial host. Very, very excited to be here. Hello, Warren DJ, JPGB, Mark's Martial Fitness. Wow, that sounds rather cool. Andy J. Nickel. Yo, yo, yo. We met at the Jensen Button Triathlon apparently 10 years ago. Great to meet you, mate. That's the Instagram crowd. Now, moving over to Twitch, we've got China Devil Games, the amazing tall man with glasses. Hello, Stuart. Great to see you. Supersonics Jim. And Addicted to Retro, so many of you in the house. We're also live concurrently on YouTube. Prof. Giles, good evening. Facebook and X on all the platforms that matter. So it doesn't matter what your preference is, you can find this show going out every Sunday at 9 p.m. Great stuff. With some great tunes like this one from our regular UK Garage playlist. There you go. Great stuff. I think I've just turned the overall volume up for the entire music. Let's do it. Let's drop this beat, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, baby. Welcome one and all, Floof Monkey. Great to see you. Duncan, hi. Yeah, baby. Psychic Janet has just touched in. Hello, Psychic Janet. Saying hello with Rob H by her side. Well, not literally. Both on the YouTube. And Philip Hoy, let's go. In he comes on X. This tune never gets old, man. It never gets old. I'm just going to change my glasses. I'm too old to care about embarrassing myself by dancing anymore. I don't give a toss. I just like to enjoy myself with you every Sunday. This is the show they call Way of the Exploding. Every Sunday 9 p.m. and we talk about anything nouveau retro. Marnie! Hey! Thank you for complimenting me on my dancing. Little dancing emote from my lovely daughter. Hey! Love you, Marnie. John's just joined us as well from Instagram. I promise not to switch Instagram off accidentally. Mr. Juicy's just said hi, as has JM Blends. Good to see you, JM. Follow that man on Twitch. Does a really cool chilled stream about making stuff, VFX stuff. Antius, Treble Zero. Bit of a lag, is there? Oh, you're replying to the Android TV issue, yeah. Wow, I'm amazed that some of you are watching me on the television. Dance like nobody is watching. Yeah, that's generally the only choice I have. Okay. Brilliant stuff. Thank you. There we are, welcome to the show. We're the Exploding Show for the next, 55 minutes or so. Starting off with some interesting news. We'll start with the news, and then we'll see what else is going down. In terms of the quiz, the chat, and all the rest of it. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So, yeah, okay. It's tabletop. It's got weird black wiry legs. It's red. You look into it and you play games. But more importantly than that rather bizarre and enigmatic description, you now get to slide your Switch to or switch into it and play the games of the mid-90s. That's right. They've done it. They have announced, amazingly enough, Nintendo, that they're bringing back the Virtual Boy. That's the Virtual Boy right there that's being played. And, that's actually a graphic tester screen on screen right now. I don't know why I put that in there, but it gives you something of a taste for the distinctive aesthetic of the Virtual Boy. Not many games produced for the Virtual Boy. You can get some now that are kind of indie titles, you know. But yeah, the Virtual Boy in all but innards. So it looks like the Virtual Boy. It's about 60 quid. It's coming your way in February of 2026. Except instead of having the, the electronics inside, you open it, you lever it open. There it is, the top box. There's also a very, very inexpensive cardboard version, so everyone can get in on the Virtual Boy fun. You slip in your Switch or your Switch 2, and off you go. You can play all kinds of cool games. Now, let me just see which games are available. That's right, Paul J. Cannon. That is right. That is what we're talking about. Let's have a look. Okay, so this is official from Nintendo's website. It's a dedicated accessory that allows you to play classic Virtual Boy games via the Virtual Boy Nintendo Classics app on the Switch 2 or the Switch, which I think is really, really great because they could have made it a Switch 2 only upgrade, couldn't they? Either this accessory for or the Virtual Boy cardboard model for the Nintendo Switch 2 and Switch are required to play some classic Nintendo Switch games. Now, there was a little video that I had, annoyingly. I'm just going to try and find it again. I don't really want to play it because it will make a real old noise, but I'll try and have a look. Wow, I just turned on YouTube and I've actually seen myself, which is a little bit disconcerting. Cool. Disconcerting. There we go. I'll keep that sound off and we'll spin to the end. What we should get is, hang on, a list of games. I'm sure there was a list of games on here. No, can't see it. Hang on, there we go. Right, the games that you can play on the new Virtual Boy are Wario Land, Galactic Pinball, which is featured in some of their advertising. This one here, Mario Tennis, which is really good, or Mario's Tennis as it's correctly called. Roboxer, Red Alarm, Jack Bros, Vertical Force, I think, Mario Clash, Golf, Virtual Bowling, that'll be great. There's another title which is actually in Japanese, so I don't know what it's called. Space Invaders, which is really cool. I've actually played that on a Virtual Boy. Tetris, which is brilliant. In fact, 2 versions of Tetris, I believe. So there we go. 14 titles in total to be released over time. So I'm not sure how long we're going to have to wait for those titles. But Marnie, if you're still in Instagram, yeah, there you go. You are. You've said you'll have to get it for your Switch. I will definitely put that on the Christmas list. That would be a good gift from me, kind of for myself. Do you know what I mean? And in case it's not clear, Marnie in chat on Instagram is my daughter. King Julian, how you doing? Good to see you. Andy J. Nickel, Matt Moody, Noel Davis, Jonathan Meller, 4 till 4. Do you play Fortnite? I don't 4 till 4, but you probably know my son Rez Hex does play Fortnite all night long. Do you remember the Hitachi 3D Super Woofer? Andy J. Nickel. I don't. Does anyone else in chat? That was over at Instagram. Gareth Ross UK, great to see you on YouTube. Virtual Boy was a crazy announcement. Also, the cardboard release isn't cheap, so there must be more to it than just card. Well, yeah, because it's got to be the stereoscopic thing, isn't it? It has to offer a stereoscopic experience by merely inserting a Switch or a Switch 2, so that maybe will up the price. Can't stick around tonight, says Jam, but just popped in to say hi. Great to see you, Jam. Awesome. Lovely. And I did deliver Jam some visuals from the movie, if you know what I'm talking about. We've got a movie on this show, which we have all been involved with. That's what the URL looks like. In fact, this is the official merch for the movie. ControlAIDelete.net. This is one of the t-shirts. If you're wondering, it says, AI stole my job. And all I got was this lousy t-shirt. That movie, which you can find at ControlAIDelete.net. You can still get involved. You can still go onto the Kickstarter and buy yourself a download or a Blu-ray or whatever. Some of the visuals, the special effects are being done by Jam Cooper, who was just in chat and he was saying goodbye. Spoony Spoon is in the house. Hi. Make sure that you all do what Spoony, Gareth and co, Paul, Cannon, Antius, Jam Blends, so many people over on Twitch and YouTube. Phil Hoy on X. Do it on Instagram. You're not so chatty on Instagram, so please do it. 4 till 4, you are. Marnie, of course, has been chatting. Andy J. Nichols posed that question. Mark Crocs has now said hello. Follow from Gadget Show from the years ago, and you're the best presenter on the show. The love for Gadget showed back then. Thank you so much, Mark Crocs. Means the world to me. In fact, you've reminded me, thank you for that, Mark, that this week I started our brand new series of the Gadget Show podcast. So the podcast has been going for a few series now. So we've got a legacy of episodes that you can find on Spotify, YouTube. It's doing really, really well, getting millions of views actually on TikTok, the little clips. And we've just done a really quick opener for the new series. Some of our Patreon supporters are in chat. Loads of content coming. I promise you, Tall Man with Glasses, loads of content coming. Tall Man with Glasses, of course, was the winner of a gift last week, which I now realise I should have sent you. What I'll say, Tall Man, is I've been away most of the week. In fact, I wasn't 100% sure I was going to do the show tonight, just because I've been away so much, and it takes a lot of energy to get the quiz questions, because we've got a quiz at past, in case you knew, and all the rest of it together. But no, I pushed through, but that's why I've not sent your Stuntman Stew, but I will. In fact, I'll try and do it tomorrow. I've got your address. Love you for that. Eds is in from X. Good to see you, Eds. Well, there you go. There's the answer to your question. 4 till 4. Any plans to win the Gadget Show back? Yes. Me and the amazing Susie Perry in the Gadget Show official podcast, available now on Spotify and YouTube. Recorded. That was one of the other things I was doing, Tall Man with Glasses, was I was launching the iPhone 17 for EE, and I was also doing the Gadget Show podcast, as well as editing the movie, as well as travelling up and down the motorway to places like Bristol and London. So, good excuse, but I'll get that over to you. Because what we're talking about, folks, is the car version of this, a kind of reimagining of Evel Knievel, which I gave to one of chat last week. So there you go. So you never know what happens on this show. What is this show? It's called Wave the Exploding Show if you're new, as many people are. I know that on Instagram, because you pop in and you pop out, like Chris F53. And I'm sure other people on Twitch. We go out every Sunday at 9 p.m. and we talk about anything to do with the retro, but with a modern flavour, a very modern flavour. Things like this, which we reviewed last week, the new Atari handheld from my arcade. This is rather cool, isn't it? We've always got cool kit to talk about, cool stuff, but it doesn't get much cooler, does it, than news of the Virtual Boy revision. There's a fly bombing around there, just caught my attention. That's how easy I am to distract. So yeah, looking forward to that. 14 titles. I, for one, am going to be lining up to play Mario's Tennis and Tetris and Space Invaders, which is great. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. You need a Switch or a Switch 2 to pop in there. Well done, Nintendo. You nailed it. You totally nailed it. Retail, around about 66 quid, I think it was, coming out in February of 2026. Love it. If you're new and you're wondering why the visuals on this show all turn up in the center of the screen here, it's because people on Instagram watch it vertically. And sometimes I also multi-stream to TikTok, not for a few months, but I might resurrect that. So I've not got my auto cue set up. What do you think so I'm going to have to look down it. What do you think to the new thin phones? Yeah, the iPhone 17 Air. I think it's absolutely incredible. Do you know that thing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great. Off-Worldo is now following us. Big shout out. New member of the party on Twitch. Thank you for enjoying the new podcast, Eds. You can see a clip of it on my X and I believe Instagram. I think so, maybe. If not, I'll do it this week. I talk more about the iPhone 17 Air on the Gadget Show podcast, Spotify, YouTube. I think you got the message. I also talk about the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max, the A19 chip, some of the benefits of the new camera array, the three 48 megapixel fusion cameras. the 8x optical zoom with a continuous zoom, a continued ability to zoom digitally, which leaves you with a camera on a phone, something equivalent to a 200-meter lens, 200mm lens. Well, a 200mm lens is what you shoot, wildlife a mile away on. I mean, that's incredible. Maybe not a mile away, but half a mile away. Because they have 200mm lenses on the beach here in Newquay when they're shooting the surfers out in the ocean. Well, that's incredible from a mobile phone. Extended battery life, much better heat management because of the old switch from titanium on the Pros and the Pro Max to aluminium. But you're asking about the Air. Forget who it was asking about the Air. York TerraVision. Yeah, I like it. I think it's cool. That is made of titanium, which, to be honest, is probably good, because if anything is going to bend in your back pocket, it's going to be a phone that's just over 5mm in width. That's incredible, isn't it? The other phones, by the way, the thickest iPhones they've ever made. Did you know that? The iPhone 17, the iPhone 17 Pro. But they're so relatively thin anyway, it doesn't really matter. So for me, a power user, I'm not bigging myself up, but what I mean is I create content for a living. I want the phone with the Apple ProRes RAW on it, and the time code, the ability to do, sync up multiple cameras and all that sort of stuff. The cinematic level of, encryption and, what would you call it? Compression. Yeah, which is what they've announced with those two phones. I think that sounds absolutely amazing. But I think the standout thing, you really need to listen to the Gadget Show podcast to get a better overview of what I think, because it's been a few days. But the old AirPod Pro 3s with the ability to translate different languages, I thought that was really, really cool. Anyway, that's not what you came here for. Stop throwing me off on tangents, York TerraVision. We're here to talk about new retro. There were so many other comments in the chat. The Air is a lovely looking thing. We need to know how long the battery will last, though. Yes, we do. Sarah, how you doing? Or will it levitate, as in air? Nice joke, Sarah. Like that. Good work. Toolman, yeah, I may even be tempted away from Android. Oh, yeah, but there's some other great phones. Is it the Nothing phone? What's that? Have you seen that one? The Nothing phone. Oh, my God, that is so beautiful. If it's the thing I think it is, I saw it a few weeks ago, literally about 14 days ago. It's the Nothing phone. They you can enter the market on a Nothing phone for a very, very small amount of money. I'm trying to click through really, really, really quickly to try and see. The entry-level phone offers shop all. Let's have a look. What is it? Really inexpensive, 329 quid. 329 quid, and you can get a really beautifully designed phone. These phones look like something out of Blade Runner. They've got incredible lights on them. They've got back displays where you can kind of do things like a cue ball, trying to make decisions, or a kind of timer, like some quirky little sort of mini games on the back of the phone, and with kind of really cool old school graphics. Beautiful thing. Check them out if you want an alternative to iPhone. I would hold short there, tall man with glasses. Wouldn't necessarily jump now. Anyway, this is not the goddamn Gadget Show. This is way of the exploding show. And what we love here is retro. We love tech. We love new tech, but it's got to have a retro flavour. Okay, so the Nothing phone, maybe Blade Runner, Cyberpunk. I don't know. I think we're there though. Where are we? What time? What are we doing time wise? Yeah, we're okay. We can chat for a bit more. So what have you got? What have you been up to? What have you been up to, other than watching enviously as Apple tell you how to spend $1,000 on a phone? What have you been up to this week? I've been playing quite a few games, actually. I've not been gaming a lot recently, okay? And so this week, this little bad boy, I took it with me when I was traveling, and I actually played a lot of Breakout. You probably know I'm a bit of a fan of Breakout. I've got Breakout for my Steam Deck. There's a new version of it. I wish I could remember what it's called. Can anyone remember? We reviewed it on this show. I played it for you on screen. I'm just addicted to it. I also tried to get a spinner. A spinner on a USB and connect it to the Steam Deck to see if I could use a spinner, because that's the best way to play Breakout or Pong or those sorts of games. But you know what? I couldn't configure it. It wouldn't work. So if anyone can help me with that, would be great. I've also been doing a bit of editing, and if Ken from China Devil Games is in, give me a shout. I think I saw your name earlier. It'd be good to see you. I'm getting back into the editing hardcore this week. I've done some every day this week, made some really, really good changes. Do you know what? You think, wouldn't you, when you film a scene that you could just know, you'd know exactly where to go. You can just bolt the clips together and it basically works. It hangs together, adjust it a little bit. Honestly, there are so many ways that you can skin and edit and change the meaning, linger in someone's eyes. It's amazing. There is the movie if you're interested. Control AI delete.net. Go along there, check it out if you don't know what I'm talking to. Yo, Ken, how you doing? I like the old game and watch LCD handheld games, says Peter. Nice to see you, Peter, over on YouTube. Welcome to the party. Yeah, great. There's some good emulations of Game & Watch, actually. That's the way I've interacted with those games more recently. But yeah, do you play it on the original hardware? Cool. Antia says, have you seen Atari's announced a larger handheld that has a trackball built in? I did see that, and I want to get hold of it. I played with it, actually. I did play with the one you're talking about. It's black, isn't it? I played with it where was it? Was it the London Toy Fair? It was London Toy Fair, and I was making great, sort of poetic lyricism about the inclusion of a trackball. I think it's great. I think it's something that's not been done really on handhelds, and so now it's a novelty that maybe we need to revisit. I love breakout games too, says York Television, and quick style games, as in QIX. It just moves up so quickly. There's so many people commenting. Oh man, I lost that comment. I feel really bad. Gals Panic. Okay, York Television, I'll have to check that out. I went to a gaming market in Liverpool today, says iQuail. Not been to one before. Picked up some cool stuff. Looking forward to Blackpool for the next gaming event. You better believe it. Play Expo is coming, folks. The 4th and 5th of October. I'm going to be there. Ken's going to be there. I'm hoping that my comedy partner who I wrote the movie with is going to be there too. Pete, Toyologist. He's a regular on the Gadget Show podcast. He's going to be there. Do you know Pete? I think he's been into chat before. Anyway, it's all happening at... Is it the Norbeck again? Is it the same place as last time? It's happening on the 4th and 5th of October in Blackpool. Play Expo. Let me just give you a URL. In fact, while I do this, could you also, guys, could someone furnish as many platforms that we're streaming to concurrently right now, which includes YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch, with our Discord address, please. Pop the Discord in there. PlayExpoBlackpool.com. PlayExpoBlackpool.com is what you need if you want to come along to Play Expo. PlayExpoBlackpool.com. If you've never been before, you should definitely come. Hello, Instagram. I haven't forgotten about you. Hello, Outlier Photos, Kev K, Bello, Retro Gamer. Thomas, you've come to the right place. Bird Flip Skate. That sounds well cool. Ian Chamber or Jamba. Shmi Lissas. www.playexpoblackpool.com. There you go. That's in Instagram. We got the Discords in Twitch, and the Discord, thank you so much for doing that, is also in Play Expo Blackpool. That's absolutely... I wrote that. I'm such an idiot. Let me just grab... I'll put some tunes on. I've got so many screens, look. I literally can't find my mouse. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
No, I can't do it. Hello, Remote Part, who has just joined us. Welcome to the party. Welcome to Wave the Exploding Show. Yeah, the Discord is good because we talk throughout the week about games, news, views. A lot of the news that I cover on this show comes from our Discord. We talk about music. We talk about the movie. We talk about everything. So join the party. It's great. We need to get you on Unofficial Controller Podcast, Jason. Retro Gamer Thomas. I'll do that, bro. I'm up for that. I would love to do that. Thomas, Unofficial Controller Podcast. Is that literally about controllers? I mean, don't worry. You're talking to an uber geek here. I like it as niche as possible, but that is pretty damn niche. And also, Phil Hoy, how are you doing? How's your podcast? Put the name of the podcast in chat, link to it if you like. Phil Hoy does a great podcast. I love it. I've been a guest twice. So yes, Thomas, I'll do an Unofficial Controller Podcast. Just Contact me. What platform you on? Insta. Send me an Insta message. Yeah. I went to the Discord link, says Paul J. Cannon. Is there a join button or are you a follower upon finding it? Oh man, I don't know. Could someone answer Paul for me? That'd be really helpful. Phil Hoy, give us a link to your podcast. Anyway, folks, we've got work to do. It's officially time for this week's quiz. It's the Way of Exploding quiz. Just about on time. How about that? Brilliant, brilliant. So the Way of Exploding quiz is quite simple. I love this way this lens blurs my t-shirt. It's cool, isn't it? Dead cool. So the podcast that Phil does is in PS We Trust, as in PlayStation. Apparently they've just put out their 120th episode. Isn't that a thing? Gareth's saying that there's a trackball on the PS2 connection. Yeah. You mean from the Atari 2600? And then you can put that into a converter to USB and then whack that into Steam Deck. Good idea. Anyway, thank you, Thomas. Hi to DH or D Heralgen. I just can't pronounce your name, but it's lovely to have you with us. Okay, the questions are incoming, and it's quite simple. I'll give you a question. I'll give you 4 potential answers. You choose one. You write it in full-ish, in English, as it were, into chat, and then we'll go back at the end and we'll see who's got what, and we do a little kind of race to the finish. It's a load of fun. We're going in straight away right now. Who didn't need a fascist groove thing? Who did not need a fascist groove thing? Does that sound like the answer should be Gary Newman, ABC, Ultravox, or Human League? Prof. Giles telling everyone that they're relatively quiet this evening because they are enjoying a Magnum and not even a mini one. Yo, Ren's in the house. Didn't see you there. It's great to have so many of you in from all the different walks of the internet life across the platforms. I didn't even notice, I have got a fly bombing around. I'm just going to shut the door. It's because the wind blew the door open and let all the bugs in. Okay, question number 2 coming up. Well done, everyone. Which 1988 film featured high shoulder pads worn by Melanie Griffith, Sigourney Weaver, and Joan Cusack? Does that sound like Wall Street, Fatal Attraction? It's been doubled up on screen, but don't worry about it. Broadcast Girl or Working Girl? Which one of those movies is that a fair description of? Thank you, Phil, for putting the link to In PlayStation We Trust, which is on YouTube, into Instagram, and also, hopefully, into... Have you done it on X? You've definitely done it on X. Love that. Yeah, man. Wow, tell you what, I've been a bit of a whirlwind today. Whirlwind day. Just kind of got myself together. Cooked tea for everyone. I did a bit of a French dish this evening. Some chicken with some beautiful sauce. I don't know what it was. It was a recipe. Oh man, it tasted amazing. Whack some white wine in there. Well, I don't drink, do I? So whack it. That's the only time I ever encounter alcohol. It was delicious. Okay, in The Breakfast Club, which character wore a long trench coat and fingerless gloves? Andrew, Claire, John Bender, or Brian? Which of those names sound like the right answer to you? the UK Garage in the house. Hello, John May on YouTube. Nice to have new people coming via YouTube. I don't get a lot of love from the YouTube algorithm, I don't think. I don't know. How does it come up on the YouTube? Does it... Janet, would you let me know? Or Rob, or one of my regulars, or John May even. How does it inform you that I'm live? Because I've been following someone on TikTok recently, waiting to see them go live, because they do a really good shot, and I want to see how they do it, because I'm thinking of doing something like that. I keep revisiting it. One day I'll do it. And... I don't even notice the notifications, so they've been and gone, and I didn't even know. How do you know? Is it that you're waiting for 9 o'clock, or does it kind of force its way onto your screen? Be really interested to know. ...1974 horror directed by Toby Hooper. Not available on VHS in the UK until 1999 due to its violent content. Reminds me of this week's clickbait. I need to go back to that. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I Spit on Your Grave, Halloween, or Psycho. I've got you on YouTube on my TV. It has a red circle when you're live. That's cool. That's really interesting. Thank you for that. But does it kind of notify you? What I mean is, do you happen to do you need to have the YouTube app open and to be flicking through things, or does it sort of pop up? I'm interested to know. Just see the picture and click it, and the TV is counting down. That's interesting. Some good answers coming in. York Television, come back to that later. Oh, you got an Instagram notification, Mr. Juicy. Yeah, Instagram is very good at notifying. It really is. Retro Games Thomas joining in. The Posh Pheasants has just joined. So has Cat Macaulay Film. Hello, Cat Macaulay. How you doing? What do you do then? Are you in films, as in physically in films, or do you work in the film industry? I'm interested. Having just made a film myself with many of the people in chat, that's why I bring it up. And that's our film, isn't it, team? This is one of the T-shirts from the movie. ControlARDelete.net. All right, question number 5 coming at you, Cleopatra. Banjo sequence. It's an enigmatic one. Does that remind you of Deliverance, Footloose, Fame, or Dirty Dancing? Cycling Artist has just joined us. Satchmo Jones too. That's a great name. Satchmo Jones. Sounds like a jazz artist. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm getting a bro fist from Cycling Artist. Good stuff. It's funny because I get lots of people coming into Instagram, popping in saying hello. Well, not actually saying hello, just popping in looking, but not commenting. And I just wonder why that is. I've never really understood it. Rob Zaman has joined us. Matt and Steve has too. But not the case with all of our Twitchers, YouTubers, extras. You're all really good on the chat, and I love you for it. If you pre-announce the live, a follower can click on notify me. Otherwise, a follower needs to have rung the bell to guarantee to get one. Oh, how do I pre-announce that then? How do I do that? What is that? What is pre-announce? I mean, I've got that my little video sequence, haven't I? Do you know there was an end to the video sequence? Did you know that? It's this. This is meant to be tacked on the front. That's my hand. And then there's the Way of the Exploding Show VHS, which you can hear me popping in, pressing play. And then you get the FBI warning. And you get an explosion, ladies and gentlemen. All right? I just don't use it. I don't use it anymore. I just use this one, which you're familiar with, right? You're more familiar with that, yeah? And that just plays, you know. Is there no explosion? I don't think there's an explosion on this one. So, yeah, there's no explosion on that. Just a thing. Right, you'll remember, we're going to pause, having got to question number 5. Yeah, we've done that. Before we do the next 5 questions in our way of the exploding show. And you'll know that I had a bit of a clickbait title to today's show. It reminds me, we need some more tunes, don't we? Get some more tunes going. And what was our clickbait title today? I can't even remember. Let me just find it. Heavily censored in 1992. That was our clickbait title. Heavily censored in 1992. What was heavily censored in 1992? Do you know the answer? What were you thinking? Put it in chat. It's not part of the quiz. Oh, someone's got it right. I just saw it there. Duncan Sample straight in there. Well, because this is all based on the idea that I decided to start doing clickbait titles to the shows, right? Rather than I used to do Way of the Exploding Show, episode 66. So now I do a clickbaity title, and then I do a description of the show. The description of the show is different every week, and the clickbait title is different every week. But then it occurred to me, there's no point doing clickbait unless you reveal what it refers to. Duncan, you're bang on. And I think it's fair to say that that game was heavily censored when it first came out in 1992. In fact, they tried to ban it because of the graphic nature of the fatalities in the movie, based on the arcade game, and in the movie, in the arcade, from the arcade game. I don't think it was ever banned, was it? Let me know in chat if it ever was. I can imagine some of our parents banned us from playing it, although I was way beyond that in 92. I was in my 20s, wasn't I think it was 92. Oh, yeah. So there you go. So that is the answer to today's clickbait. I do that so that it's not actually clickbait, because that wouldn't be fair, and I respect you too much for that. I like to try and get you along to the party, but I think it's fair that I resolve the enigma. And talking of enigmas, we're going to get back into the quiz right now. What you're saying is Mortal Kombat a Midway title? I think it might be. I don't know. Oh yeah, Night Trap. That was a game on. That's Antius 000. That was a game on the Mega CD, wasn't it? Night Trap. That was the first game that ushered in age restrictions, wasn't it? I'm sure it was. Anyway, marvellous stuff. You are watching Way of the Exploding Show. We've reached the midpoint of the quiz, or the sort of three-quarter point. It's great to have you with us. We're simulcasting live right now on Instagram, where Retro Gamer Thomas has just said, how's the movie going? It's going really, really well. I'm in the editing stage at the moment. You'll see stuff soon. John Cox 88, Ashir, DNM, and K Totsplay have just joined us from Instagram. Big shout out to everyone else, all of you lot. I'll be name checking you when the scores come in for the quiz, which we're now going back into. One of your favourite games, says Phil Hoy. Yeah, the new version on the old PlayStation 5 must be incredible. Oh, Phil Hoy, I've got a question for you. Here's a question for you. Okay, PlayStation 5 Pro, right, has little feet, but they're different little feet. They're translucent sort of rhomboids that allow me to lay it flat. I need to replace them because I've lost one of them. Do you know where I get them from? Let me know. Send me a message, either text message. Send me a text message so we don't have to bore everyone else with it. But I can't find them. All I can find, and I bought these ones off Amazon, but they're for the standard PlayStation or whatever. But they don't work. I don't think do they not work? Maybe they do work. Tell me, what do I need? Anyway, thank you very much. Right, question number 6. As we move into the second half. Damn! Let's pretend you never saw that. We're going there. And there's the question, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to say this is the bottom of a blockbuster movie from 1990. You could have been looking away. You could have been looking away. See it as a gift. Is it Elf, Scream, The Net, or Home Alone? Don't say in chat. Someone might have missed it. Say the answer as if you're just a genius. Look, it wouldn't be Wave the Exploding Show if I didn't make a stupid mistake. You didn't see it, Mr. Juicy. Brilliant. Don't sell. No disrespect to Mr. Juicy. I'm sure you understand this. But nobody tell them. All right? Because it makes me feel less like a total doofus. Bless you. Bless you, Mr. Juicy. Okay, well done. That's question number 6. Question number 7 in this evening's, up until the last question, relatively difficult quiz. Which actress starred as the adventurous archaeologist in Romancing the Stone from 1984? Was that the role played by Kathleen Turner, Sigourney Weaver, Meryl Streep, or Diane Keaton? Well, Junus, you're very welcome, and thank you for your kind comments. Very, very welcome from YouTube. K-Tots Play, Busfoot, and Matt Latch, or Matthew Latch, over on Instagram. I feel pleased that I'm giving Instagram some love. Hopefully I'm giving everyone on Twitch love. The likes of Bruce, Ren, John, China Devil, York's Television. I've mentioned Eds and Janet and Rob. No, I feel like I'm spreading the love. Reading your comments. We're playing Wave the Exploding Quiz, ladies and gentlemen. This takes up the latter half of our show every Sunday. It's a well-known quiz. I don't always give the answers away. It's actually quite tricky. Okay, here we go. Question number 8. Which UK retailer ran the slogan, "That's the wonder of"? Woolworths, Tandy, Wimpy, or Tammy Girl? So good. So good. Love doing this. Look forward to it each week. Yeah, like I said earlier, I was so tired earlier today. So worn out. Just mentally fried, actually. Went to the gym. That was great fun. Went to the gym. Had a great time at the gym. Trying to get the old biceps built up a little bit. You know what I mean? And because I know I'm very fortunate. You think I was fortunate. I find it hard to put weight on or keep weight on, build bulk. And so I've realised that I've basically been doing the same exercises for like a year. I mean, I've literally been doing the same exercises for a year. So I've switched it up. And of course, when you switch up exercises, it gets so hard. It's so hard doing the biceps. What I'm doing is things called, 21s, where you grab a barbell, or you can do it with dumbbells, and then you do this. What you do is you do halfway like that for 7, right? Then from that point you go up for 7, and then you go all the way down and all the way up for 7. Oh my God! Oh my God. Okay, do that with just 10 kilograms. All right, just 10 kilograms. And you'll be amazed how hard it is. And that's obviously, that is a light weight, isn't it, for a man of sort of 70 kilograms. But it's incredible. It's because the precision of it is so, and you never, there's no rest. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. Okay, apparently King Solomon's Mines, which is from 1985, is a bad Romancing the Stone rip-off, but rather fun. York Television watched it this week. Yeah, I'm also trying to nail a handstand. which has taken absolutely ages. Absolutely ages. I use these little, what are they called? It's like a bar with feet, and you hold it like that. And you can do press-ups on it as well. What are they called? Begins with P. I can't remember. Let me know in chat. Anyway, they're good because you get your wrists, and you've got your wrists in this position, so you can kind of use it to balance and stop your legs from falling over and stuff. But God, my son does it. It's incredible. He does an L sit, lifts himself up into a perfect handstand, and does press-ups in a handstand. Oh my God. Anyway, good stuff. Right, question number 9. What famous Queen song is associated with the 1986 film Highlander? Keep Yourself Alive, Princes of the Universe, All Dead, or Another One Bites the Dust. Big Brands has just joined us. How you doing, Big Brands Direct? Luke Ty, say hello if you can hear this. Middle-aged Bobcast. Mid-aged Bobcast. Is that right? Just joined us. Mikey Mike is there. Kes McDowell. Yeah, those little things that you hold and you do handstands on are called parallettes. It was just bugging me. I knew it started with P. Parallettes. So there's a thing you didn't know, eh? Parallettes. Amazing. Back over to Instagram. Make sure I don't click it off, because I've done that before. So now I've got the multiple screens going on. That's why the camera angle has changed. Question number 9. Got a fly coming on me. When it comes to correct answers to this question, there can only be one, says Numpty McNumpty Place. I get it, yeah. We'll come back to that York Television. That's another thing. Another One Bites the Dust, says Janet. Okay, good. Bite the Dust, says Rob. Right, okay, good. You've all gone for it. Question number 10, the final question in this evening's Way of the Exploding Quiz. Out in the street, out in the street, out in the playground, in the dark side of town. I'm purposely trying to not say it like the song. Does it sound like the lyric from a song by Daryl Hall and John Oates? Gary Newman. Again, another Gary Newman. Eddie Grant or Robert Palmer? That's the last question in tonight's Way of the Exploding Quiz.
Oh, yeah.
Hello to Mix Deficto. Good to see you, Mix. Welcome to the party. Coffee Man Van just joined us over on Instagram. Prof Giles, Paul MJ, Cannon, Ren, Tiny Devil, Antius, and Puri Cat all jumping in, giving us answers. So I've not got my auto cue set up today. I used it for the Gadget Show podcast, and then I dismantled it for whatever reason, and I forgot that I was doing the show a couple of days later. So basically, normally I look at you and I can see all your answers, but I'm going to have to look at these screens. I hope you don't mind. As we go through, because what we're going to do now, we're going to go back. Hello, Aaron Lee Music. Good to see you. Are you doing a raid? Have you come over from someone? If you have, say hello. We're the friendliest chat on all of Twitch. We're also simulcasting as I speak to Instagram, YouTube, X, Facebook, as well as Twitch. So welcome. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to the first question this evening's quiz. For those of you just joining, you can still have a quick go. We've already answered them, but you can try yourself out. And if you get it right, I want to see 1/1 in chat. I want you to write 1/1. If you, let's say we're on the fourth question, you got the first one right and the last few wrong, it would be 1/4, because you got 1 out of 4 so far. And that way we can all gauge where we are. We can see if we've got any potential 10 out of 10ers and who the potential winners might be. And it gets rather tense and exciting as we move forward. Okay, Paul, I'll have a look on your Instagram messages. My speech goes quiet, does it? Maybe I should go closer to the mic. Right, question number 1. Who didn't need a fascist groove thing? Oh, I tell you what. We don't need this fascist groove thing. ABC is the answer. I know Janet got it right because I saw it. And I thought, good start, Janet. Give yourselves a round of applause if you got that right. Well done. And more importantly, sound off in chat. Oh, hang on. Did I say ABC? Okay, wait. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It was Heaven 17. I got it wrong. Oh my God, what an idiot. Oh my God, it was Heaven 17. I am so sorry. I need a boo.
Pro streamers.
I need a boo, don't I?
Streamers.
Okay, everyone gets a point. Well done, everyone. Everyone gets a point. I am so sorry. It's because I'm so tired. I am so sorry. That Pro Streamers came from when me and Trista used to do a show together. It really is meant to say Pro Streamer. And of course, it is ironic. Give yourselves a point. Everyone gets 1 out of 1. Seriously, apologies. I've said many times how incredibly... In fact, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. The truth is, I've also been ill. That was the thing I forgot because I've now recovered. In the first part of the week, I had a sinus infection, which is sounds a lot worse than it was, but it was pretty nasty. And so I've been knackered, and I kind of struggled to pull myself into today's show, and that's the consequence. I know it sounds pathetic to give you an excuse. It's the truth. I am so sorry, but everyone's got 1 point. Well done, everyone. Question number 2. Which 1988 film featured high shoulder pads worn by Melanie Griffith, Sigourney Weaver and John Cusack? The answer is Wall Street. The answer is Working Girl. Well done. Working Girl is the answer. Thanks, Bruce93. Yes, it actually went into my tooth. It was crazy, really painful. But I'm out the back of it now. I'm so sorry, iQuail. So 2 out of 2 for Floof Monkey. 1 out of 2 for Paul. iQuail gets 2. Bruce gets 2. Rob gets 2. Ed's 2. Janet 2. iQuail. Phil Hoy 1. John May gets 2. Have we got any Instagrammers? If they're still with me, they haven't left in disgust. Tuny Boy's with us. Texaurus. Scotty. And Retro Gamer Thomas. Right, let's have a look. Question number 3. Good luck. In The Breakfast Club, which character wore a long trench coat and fingerless gloves? The answer is John Bender. How'd you get rid of a sinus infection? So you can use antibiotics, but remember, my wife is a nutritional therapist, and so I've got this thing, and I can't even remember what it's called. It's called a Navage, and it's like a kind of nasal hydration device. And she puts all this stuff in it. I should know, but it's what's it called? I can't remember. Because I'm doing this, I can't remember. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like antibacterial, and it worked. It worked, and I mean, I say it worked. I'm feeling a lot better. So that's how I did it. And you sort of snort it up, and you don't really want to know about it, but it's not as horrible as it sounds. Question number 3. Here we go. Question number 4. Sorry. 1974 horror, directed by Toby Hopper, not available on VHS in the UK until 1999 because of its violent content. Well, they're all pretty awesome movies. The top 2 are obviously the most obvious contenders, but it was actually the top one, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Isn't that amazing? Not available on VHS till 1999. That's absolutely incredible. Yeah, they do saline irrigation. They do with the Navage. It's a clever gadget, actually. Prof Giles, 3 out of 3. All right. Putty Cat, 4 out of 4. York Television, 4 out of 4. Mr. Juicy, 4 out of 4. 2 for Paul. Rob gets 3. John May on 3. Ren's 3. Ed's 4 out of 4. Phil Hoy, 2 out of 4. Duncan, 4 out of 4. Thanks for your kindness, Thomas. Yeah, Bruce pointing out there's not actually that much violence in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It seems, just seems really icky. Weren't you telling me, wasn't someone in chat telling me that A24 just picked up the license for it? I'm not sure. Banjo sequence. Well, that can only be one movie, folks. And that movie is Deliverance. Yeah, Nunty McNuntyface pointing out there's a lot of kind of almost psychological expectation in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre where your mind is filling in the blanks based on the audio and the brilliant editing and the atmosphere. I mean, it's pretty gory, but I know what you mean. A bit like all the best horror films, it has a lot of tense moments in it. So, incredibly, Prof Charles is 5 out of 5, Addicted is 5-2, Numpty McNumptyface also, Ren 4, York Television 5, 5-2 for Bruce, Mr. Juicy, iQuail, Putty Cat, Tiny Devil Games, 3 for Paul, Rob's on 3, Floof Monkey's on 5, John's on 4, Ed's on 5, and Duncan on 5. And Floof Monkey, very happy that they've got 50% of the questions right so far, so they're also out of 5. And Thomas over on Instagram is on 3. As we move to the question number 6. This is the bottom of a famous blockbuster movie. Here it is. And of course, this is the actual answer. The answer is Home Alone. There we go, folks. We'll move on because time is moving on, and we'll look at the answers. Your full. What am I trying to do here? Scores in a minute. Which actress starred as the adventurous archaeologist in *Romancing the Stone* 1984? The answer to that one is Kathleen Turner. Well done if you got it right. Give me your scores out of 7. Let's have a look at them. Out of 7, we've got Terra with 7. 7 for Prof Giles, 7 for Numpty McNumptyface, Mr. Juicy gets 7, Ren gets 6, 7 for Tiny Devil Games, Addicted to Retro 2, Duncan as well, Paul MJ Cannon, 5 out of 7, Floof Monkey gets 7, Putty Cat and iQuail both get 7, 5 for Rob H, John May 6, technically an adventurous author, says Bruce 93, Janet gets 6, Eds gets 7, 8 out of 8. Hang on, Duncan. 7 out of 7, I think is what you mean. Jonas, 0 out of 7, but you joined late. We'll let you off. Right, question number 8. Which UK retailer ran with the slogan, the wonder of Woolworths? It's the wonder of Woolworths. I thought some of you might go for Wimpy. I just thought you might go for the wonder of Wimpy. I was quite pleased with that as a kind of dastardly kind of distractor, but it didn't work. It did not work. We're going to carry on to 9, and then we'll read your scores out for a final kind of tension moment. Number 9. Which famous Queen song is associated with the 1986 film Highlander? Highlander is, of course, most readily associated with Queen's Princes of the Universe. Come on then, let's sound off. How many 9 out of 9s have we got? We've got 1 from Numpty McNumptyface. Another one from Putty Cat. 1 from Prof Giles, 7 for York Television, 8 for Ren, 9 for Bruce, 9 for Tiny Devil Games, iQuail 2, and Addicted. This is the largest amount of 9s ever, and it can't be, can it? Because I messed up. I work so hard on these quizzes, it's so frustrating when I make a silly mistake. 9 out of 9 for Eds, but you've still done really, really well, nevertheless. 6 for Paul MJ Cannon. Psychic Janet getting a very respectable 7, and Duncan getting 9. So we have so many contenders for the final prize of 10 out of 10 for lots of movie questions this week. So good luck everybody as we move to the final question. Out in the street, out in the playground, in the dark side of town could only be a description of Electric Avenue by Eddie Grant. So well done, ladies and gentlemen. Sound off. Numpty McNumptyface is our first 10 out of 10er. We've got some 9s. We've got another 10 out of 10er from Ken. Well done, Ken. And from Putty Cat. alongside Bruce93 and Prof Giles. Yay! Arkwell gets 10-2. China Double Games very happy with their first ever 10 out of 10. Floof Monkey 2. Paul gets 6. Well done. 7 for Rob. Janet with 8. Nut with 9 out of 11. Rob says yay for their 7 out of 10. John May 8. First ever max score, says Floof Monkey. Well done with 8 out of 10 Retro Gamer Thomas, but admitting that their wife helped them a lot. Ed, fantastic. Ed's 9 out of 10. Thank you for complimenting me. I do appreciate that. I feel like a bit of a numpty for messing up those questions, but yeah, it's been a week. But look, I love you. I know I'm amongst friends. Thank you so much. Well done to everyone that took part in today's show. Really, really happy. It was great fun to be here. And I will, of course, be back same place, same time next week for more Way of the Exploding Show shenanigans. Not sure what you're up to. Our Discord, which we mentioned earlier, which we've just mentioned now on the Twitch. Thanks very much for iCrowd for doing that. It's a great place to come and chat about retro stuff in general. The movie, of course, which I'm deep into editing. We'll be doing loads this week. Going to make loads of progress this week alongside my my buddy Ken, hopefully. And yeah, go to the Discord because we talk about the movie, we talk about games, we talk about new stuff. We'll probably talk about the Virtual Boy. If you've got any suggestions for news items, which we covered today, of course, the Virtual Boy with our big news item, then that's the place to do it. Lovely, warm community, trying to build that Discord because it really helps the show. But what can I say? It was lovely having so many new people join us from Instagram. Thank you so much. And let me know about that podcast, Thomas. Great to see everyone out there on the YouTube, X, Facebook, and of course Instagram and the Twitch crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Just got a brand new following, which is great, Mr. E74. Interesting timing, right at the end of the show, my friend. That's it, though. I'll leave you with it. Have a great week. And we'll see you next Sunday for more Way of the Exploding Show. Good night.